Chapter 51. We must now understand the matter of the screen, masach, which is between Atzilut and Bria, and the Malchut penetrates the screen, etc., as mentioned previously. For it is known regarding the verse, "For with you is the source of life, in your light is light seen," which is what is called an offspring light, like a light which is seen through a screen. That is, the primary essential light remains above the screen, and there is only a glimmer from the concealed essential light which is hidden within the density of the screen and penetrates and radiates through, this being called a glimmer of a glimmer. This is like the matter of "he engraved letters," etc., which is like the form of a letter which is pressed into the wax, which is only an impression of the concealed essential letter of the seal, etc. Likewise, it is only the aspect of a glimmer of the aspect of Malchut, which penetrates and is seen to radiate from within the screen, etc., and becomes Keter of Bria, etc., which is the matter of "in your light is light seen," etc. Regarding this, it states about the creation of the world that at first there was darkness and then light returned, etc., or as stated, "he made darkness his hiding place," etc. And this is also the matter of the tzimtzum, restraint of the name Elokim, as it states, "For Hashem Elokim is a sun and a shield," that is, it is like a sheath to the sun, etc. This is also known regarding the verse, "And Moshe approached the thick darkness where God was," etc. And similarly, "You who dwells in the supernal concealment in the shadow of the Almighty Shaddai," etc., the one who said to his world, "Die, stop," etc. Now the root of the matter of this masach, screen, is that it is made from the aspect of the garment of the chashmal, from the externality of bina, which encompasses until beneath the feet of Zer Anpin and Nukva, etc., as previously mentioned. This is in accordance with what is stated elsewhere regarding the verse, "This heap of stones shall be witness," etc., that it is a comparable to a heap of stone which separates, etc. This is because the essence of the matter of this screen and curtain is that it is made from the combinations of letters which are called stones in Sefer Yetzirah, and the letters which are not properly ordered are like a heap of stones, one upon the other, and are like the aspect of a screen which is woven of threads and causes a break and separation. This is comparable to what we observe with the letters of speech, that when they are properly ordered according to the intellect, the light of the intellect clearly radiates within them, so that the recipient is able to understand the message exactly as the influencer intends. In contrast, when they are not properly ordered, the recipient will not grasp them altogether. This is also similar to the light of the intellect and wisdom, which is concealed and hidden within an analogy or riddle about a completely foreign matter. Yet through it, he is able to come to that intellectual light. This too is called a penetration of the screen, similar to the light of the sun as it is seen when its rays break through the thickness of the morning fog, as explained elsewhere. Since there is no comparison between Atzilut and Bria, therefore there needed to be this aspect of the tzimtzum of the screen. This is similar to how there needed to be the aspect of the first tzimtzum, which is called the empty place and vacant space between the essential self of the infinite light, to be the source for the drawing down of the kav, the line, etc., as previously explained. Only that there, in the essential self, it was an aspect of concealment and inclusion of the light within his essential self and is called the makom panui, the empty place, rather than an actual screen. This was compared to the concealment of one's own expansive knowledge at a time when one reviews it to himself in summary, etc., as discussed previously. This is because all of this is still within the aspect of his essential self. This is not the case from Atzilut to Bria, because from an aspect of limitlessness to become the source of actual limitation, it is necessary for there to be a screen in a way of complete separation. Nevertheless, there is a great benefit in the fact that the screen itself is made by he who made the tzimtzum restraint himself, like a person who himself makes the analogy for the analog, or like one who intentionally mixes the order of the letters and the like, because of which this separation of the screen is not a true break or separation for himself, but only in relation to the recipients. This is analogous to a snail, whose garment is of himself and part of himself, etc., as explained in Tanya. This is the meaning of "I am first and I am last," That is, I am first with the first tzimtzum of the empty place, and I am last with the final tzimtzum between Atzilut and Bria, etc., because this end action of Atzilut arose first in the thought and desire of Malchut of Ein Sof, etc. This will suffice for the understanding. Now, as known, this is the root of the matter of blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom forever and ever, etc., which is the aspect of the lower unity, Yehudat Tata of Malchut. That is, it is the radiance of the 10 Sefirot of Malchut of Atzilut within Bria in the aforementioned aspect of a glimmer, as it states, in your light is light, seen, etc. Regarding this it states, Hashem, He is Elokim, etc., and as known regarding the statement, just as they are unified above, referring to the union of Zer Anpin and Nukva in the aspect of Atzilut, so likewise is she unified below, referring to Malchut in the throne, which is called Bria, etc. This then is what the tribes who are rooted in the 6 directions of Bria said to Yaakov, who is the master of the world of Atzilut. Just as in your heart there is only one, in the aspect of the upper unity of Atzilut, wherein he and his life force and his organs are one, so likewise in our hearts there is only one, in the aspect of Malchut of Atzilut, as it is in Bria in the lower unity. This is the matter of Hashem is one and his name is one as known. In general, this is called Hashem and Adonai, or Hashem and Elokim, referring to how he encompasses and transcends all worlds, Sovev Kol Olmin, and how he permeates all worlds, Memaleh Kol Olmin. These aspects are also called by the names Ma and Ban. The name of Ma refers to Zer Anpin, and the name Ban is in Malchut, as they come forth in the way of expansion, Milui, and expansion of expansion, Milui de Milui, etc. The matter of expansions, miloi, is known by way of example from the letter Yud. When it is pronounced as a word, it has an expansion of Vav and Daled, Yud, which is the explanation and expansion of the point of the written letter Yud, and when one needs to explain this expansion of the Vav and Daled, they too expand into additional letters of Vav, Vav, Aleph, Vav, and Daled, Daled, Lamed, Yud, Taf, and so on with the expansions of the Vav, Vav, Aleph, Vav, and Dalet, Dalet, Lamed, Yud, Taf, until they are multiple expansions upon expansions, Miloi de Miloi, etc. All of this is merely the flow and chaining down of the ray of light and influence, as it comes in a manner of the specifics from concealment into revelation, and revelation upon revelation, until the final most specific detail. This is similar to what is explained elsewhere regarding the matter of he spoke 3,000 analogies, which are like the multitude of combinations which come in a way of chaining down, one after the other, each one internal to the next, like an analogy to an analog, which descends and chains down. For even the analogy for this analog itself requires an analogy, as stated in the Zohar. This is likewise the matter of the expansions, miloi, which come into revelation from concealment, like a specific detail which comes forth from a general principle, etc. There is also the aspect of expansion in the opposite sense, where there is concealment upon concealment, as explained elsewhere, that this is the matter of the garment of the screen, masach, etc. This will suffice for the understanding.